What is happening, everybody? I hope you're all well, and welcome back to Dragon Age the Veilguard. Let's go see if we can't find this crow scout. Didn't manage to find him last time. A coin to a beggar. Plus a coin to your witcher. That's kidding. Yeah, I got distracted by just about everything one could get distracted by last episode, and we didn't end up making it to the crow scout, so... long overdue some aid. If he's dead, just know that you died for my curiosity. Would be better if the beggars gave you information relevant to your quest when you paid them, I think. That would be cool. Little quid pro quo. It's usually a good idea. If you want information from the downtrodden, best way to get that is usually via bribery. I mean, shit, you can do it in Dragon Age Origins, down in the deep roads. In the common district, you toss beggars some money and they give you relevant details. Lots of kitties. You get a head pat. You get a head pat. I forget about you, Snowball. You get one too. Good cats. Okay, so we're not going that way just yet. Happily we'll yoink that. But rapier for you, Lacanus, which is the flat increase in your damage, so go ahead and yoink that up. Man, it's the small things that count, and the fact that we can't get Lydia'd by our companions in this game is very much appreciated. Because when they stand indoors like that and stop you from moving, it's quite frustrating. Honk. So last episode, I guess we're going to be fighting Qunari when we wrap down there. Last episode, I did kind of basically just come to the conclusion that I would much prefer two-handed going forward. So that's what we're going to be doing. Man, it just doesn't end. There's just more and more to suck my attention.
You're somewhat famous among the shadow dragons. At least the demon of Virantium is.
Famous?
I just started my carpenter's apprenticeship. Now Uncle and I are on the streets thanks to these Antam.
Please, go on. Famous? Or infamous?
Because you're a mage killer. You turned that title on the Venatori. That's a point in your favor.
I saw some of the shadows work before. Well, anyway, their good opinion is worth having.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm guessing one day I can open that, but not now.
Targets. The streets are thick with Antam.
We can take our time. We cannot afford an element. The revelers, the drinkers. They will not be missed as quickly as the ones who still keep discipline.
I mean, shit, rude not to, right? It's all just sitting here ripe for the taking. We will drop back down to street level and take care of the crow scout, I promise. Let's call them a scrout. Which sounds like some kind of degradation, but it doesn't exist.
The chantry over there used to be the preferred meeting spot for our clients before the invasion.
The richer chantries are lit up in Mirathus. Theater, inside and out.
Is this not the one that we tried to take earlier but couldn't? I think I saw this last episode and was like, I guess it doesn't work yet. And now we turned it on. Now we have this open shortcut straight back here, that's good. Whoops, a little too far on that. There you go, Rook. Still got business, can't sleep on the job yet. Okay, I guess we might not actually be trespassing onto these Qunari's land. Oh no, I can just jump across. Yeah, we're trespassing on Qunari land.
Target.
So right. I missed. That's unfortunate.
Now's your chance!
We need to close in.
Okay, let's back up a little. Actually, I probably need you to heal me now.
On the job.
Just firing bullshit at me. Punk.
Qunari, it's yours. You're on fire. Look out!
Go ahead and debt that for me.
Time to finish it. I've got the setup. You do the rest.
Oh, come on.
My turn, son. Your turn.
I was trying to get the parry off on that. I need to get used to parrying Qunari, but I didn't want to play along. Fair, I guess it's not their job to play along to my bullshit. Get some of my potions back before we deal with more Qunari. Or whatever's gonna be going on with the crow. I assume it's gonna cause Qunari fuss. Oh no. Oh no. Really, Rook? I never was a fan of the whole protagonist can't swim thing in video games. It's just always so dissatisfying when you slip into a little piece of water like that and you just watch yourself slowly drown like Big John in Men in Tights. Which is a hilarious old movie if nobody has ever seen that, called Robin Hood the Men in Tights. It's hilarious, but I don't know, it just leaves a bad taste in my mouth when you just slowly sink into the abyss and drown like that. Like really? In a puddle? Couldn't just like grab the edge? Come on, dude. Lots of hardwood that I am happy to suck up. What else do we have? More hardwood. Beacon though. But they accept that. Big. It's good.
So this is Treviso now.
Opens from the other side.
They won't last much longer if we aren't armed.
from this side. Make sure we open all those shortcuts. Because stuff like that, when we have to come back here for other quests, stuff like that is going to make our life so much easier. I learned that in my little foray with the Veil Jumper Scouts that we were trying to save, where I spent 30 minutes, which you guys won't know because I edited it out. But I spent 30 minutes trying to figure out how to get back there, and it was because I had not paid attention to the shortcuts.
Demanded to know who I was and where I was going.
What gives them the right?
There's a chest in here. See if we can figure out a way to get in there and snag that. I want it.
There's the place. Keep your eyes open. You may not be the only ones interested.
Oh, bath. Oh.
Don't worry. Tear him the Argo sensors.
You with Lucanus? Yes! Kill them! Kill the on top! They killed Dareth! They killed my cousin! End this! They're weak on the left.
Now it's your turn.
Would have been if I didn't miss.
Snipers!
Qunari is yours. Under fire. Watch it.
Now's your chance!
That's done. Are you Jacobus?
Dareth, my cousin, they...
The Antam invasion. When the Antam invaded the south, the people there were completely unprepared. Antiva and northern Ravane were overrun quickly, with the invaders pushing down through the Green Dales to the Minanta River. Well, Ravane voted to stay part of the Qunari, I believe, because they embraced all their customs. Minanta River, leaving only the southernmost of the free marchers spared. From there, the Antam pushed west, overpowering Tevinter magic with gatlock cannons and brute strength until the defenders finally held Verantium. Novara was spared, likely due to the Antam's fears of necromancy and unwillingness to attack until Tevinter was conquered, but almost half of northern Thedas fell to Antam rule in just a few years. To those asking why the Antam waited centuries to attack in force if they were this powerful, I would remind them that the Qun teaches the outsiders are to be converted and educated. Under Qunari control, the Antam have been fighting only Tevinter, and even then, they followed rules governing how and when to attack. Gatlock cannons were not to be used on civilian targets. For example, when the Antam broke from the Qun, they threw off the restraints that had held them back. It is also important to note that the Antam fought alone, with little in the way of supply lines or experts in food production. The craft people and strategic experts who would normally support them had not broken from the Qun when the Antam did. The invaders needed to attack to keep eating. When they encountered resistance that would have forced a siege, the Antam invasion stalled. The Kithshaks who wished only to conquer now had to learn to rule the lands they would claim. I'm still having a hard time swallowing the whole Qunari broke from the Qun on a whim thing. I'm having a hard time getting with the program on that. It just seems so unfeasible to me. They would just breach all their code of conduct and ethics that they've religiously followed for years, just to be like, screw it. Power's kind of cool, right? I just don't see it. I think I mentioned it before, but I need the game to justify the hell out of that to me, or I'm not going to be able to buy it. Oh. Well, we're going to draw. So we get to that from up there. I do want to grab that shortcut before we talk to the scout, so I'm going to go snag that. Might zip me off somewhere where I don't know how to get back if I just take it straight away, so. Big ol' bonk. Big ol' chest. What did I get? $17. Like my target applies vulnerability to necrotic damage. I think I like him dealing necrotic. Now imagine I screwed that up and I rolled off the edge before I got that shortcut. Tragedy. Well, you literally don't have anything on, so go ahead. Sorry for the long way. You're a child.
Please, you have to finish Dareth's contract. It's about the butcher. My cousin was going to spy on the butcher. He told me we'd pick up the contract from a dead drop. But then, someone has to finish this for Dareth. Please.
We will take care of it. Go back to the diamond.
I will, just give me a minute.
Well, I shouldn't be surprised that they're using a child. I mean, most of the crows are slaves, as we found out.
We should see if Dareth had any information on him.
They're born, bought as slaves, and then trained, and they took the hell out of his head. No, never mind, it's the... They took his head off. Let's stay note. Dareth, your lead panned out. We've more shadow work for you. Contract is in the usual plane across from Thea and Viago. Just follow the marks.
That note said Dareth should pick up the contract at the usual place across from Thea and Viago. Just follow the marks.
There will be a trail of marks left by previous crows. It will lead us right to it.
I spotted them around the city. I think there's one nearby on the walls.
Let's go look.
Oh no, don't be falling in the lake after all that. Amaranthine loop. We got a purple rarity now. I guess we just got lucky to find that so many times back to back. That aspect of the loot in this game is quite fun. The way that you can grab multiple items and it just gives you the upgraded rarity. If you get lucky, you could end up getting some hefty abilities really early on from that stuff. There's no shot. We jump across those to get in there, right?
A crow mark. Perfectly thrown.
That's got to be Dareth's trail. Keep an eye out.
Yeah, there was one of those by the Qunari outpost we loaded
Another
to.
mark this way.
If I'm right about this. Yeah, I am.
As you wish.
Spider right at the end. I like to get my chests. It's gonna be good for us. Light work. Always get my loot. Now that we're done treasure hunting, let's continue this quest proper. So we are following crow markings. That's the next one. Good boy. One right here.
Here's another crow mark.
What?
Nothing. You're just so serious.
So are you.
Cynical, sure. Married to the job, I'll give you that one too, but serious? Have I crossed that line? Well, what now? Do I brood to the middle distance? Speak in solemn tones?
All right, all right. Take it back.
Dareth's contract. Where is that? We can just fast travel to it. It'll get us closer. Yeah, it's above us. Let's see, we walked across a bunch of those crow markings.
A crow mark. Perfectly thrown.
That's got to be Dareth's trail.
That'll
Keep
be
an eye
cool
out.
for us. Head on up.
This is where the marks lead. Dareth's contract must be here somewhere.
Contract for a crow. The Butcher of Treviso has employed a poisoner who manufactures Sarkamek? Like Qamek, Sarkamek, right? From Dragon Age 2. That's the thing that poisoned an entire section of the city. The little dwarf stole it as recompense for them not sharing their Gatlock powder. And that all ended up in like the elves turning and a big fuss with the Arashok. The recipient of this contract, Dareth, is charged with finding this Qamekmaster in the garrison and ending him. The recipient is also to deal with the traitor who allowed the Untarm into the city, should this person become known. Should the recipient fall, their next of kin may claim this contract.
The butcher is making poison. Qamek.
I've heard of it. It does things to your mind. Nothing pleasant.
If I were the butcher, it'd be a good way to keep people in line.
We cannot let the butcher unleash this on Treviso.
He won't. The Untarm brought in a Qamekmaster to mix the poison. He's at the garrison. We stop him there before this goes any further.
Well, it's Sarkamek, not Qamek. At least as far as I am aware and as far as I remember. I love Dragon Age 1 and 2 so much that I'm willing to argue over the fact that it's Sarkamek. And no, I'm not remembering that incorrectly. I'll check after the video and make sure, and I'll put it in the comment if I'm wrong, but I'm not wrong. I know it's Sarkamek. How the hell did we get to that? There's clearly a drop down. Hold on. Oh, yeah. was gonna say, before I start looking around for 3 hours, let me see if I actually just walked past it. Sure enough. Always with the light armor. I want me some big, beefy, heavy armor. In fact, I would love to get some Grey Warden heavy plate in my life, since we are playing a Warden. I'd love to get some Warden gear. I didn't press E, I pressed F. E is my interact. There we go.
Grip.
Alright, now at this point, we have a bunch of shortcuts locked and loaded. Oh, we already came here. Yeah, we've been up there. It's perfect, you can just zip to it. Yes, sir. Got that ledge, Rook. You good old ledge grabber.
The number of wisps that find you in the lighthouse is unnerving.
Bad time.
Over here! Take them out, quick!
God, that's impactful.
I got the setup, you do the rest.
Yep. We've evolved. I've learned parry timing with the two-hand.
The number of wisps that find you in the lighthouse is unnerving. Spite agrees.
The three of us on the same page. Well, isn't that something?
Roulette.
By something, you mean also unnerving.
Punk. Who needs swords and axes when you can just throw them off the map?
That's got it.
Crows fight us for Treviso, that is true. We respect the fight and the prize. I command you to ignore whispers. I command you to ignore traitors.
That's gonna be a hell of a fight.
I command that you fight, but above all else, I command. Obey or be caged like the Qamekmaster. Be your role. Be on top.
Isn't your whole thing that you stopped them from performing their roles in the first place? Aren't you all Talvashoth? Oh no, never mind. This is the real Qunari, huh? These aren't the ones who abandoned the Qun, that's the real Qun.
We're in. Let's find the Qamekmaster.
I love Qunari. What's such a cool race in a fantasy setting.
Treviso is ours. Obey my example, and the castle will fall in line.
It's like a legitimate infiltration.
This place is forbidden!
You cannot forbid the crow! Stop! Watch your back! Stay in cover! Got us at a distance!
My job's done. Your turn.
The bond increased from Lucanus for fighting Qunari. Oh, get back over that rhythm for me. Detonations deal an additional 100 necrotic damage. Detonating an overwhelmed enemy applies bleeding. He is detonating our overwhelms, so you can surely equip that. That was something we could do. Hold on. That's the final attack. Okay, so if you let it go and it glows gold, you can do the first two immediately into the double bonk. Just time and base. As soon as you see that gold flash when you're holding it, you let it go, and then you can do the double bonk. You know, if we were an archer, we could take a mighty good shot at him from here.
I can smell you, an outsider. Time to test my gift.
I don't necessarily want you to test Qamekmaster on me. I know the effects. I know what it does.
I am will made flesh. So much flesh. Finally, the fight the butcher denied has come to me. Will prove my worth.
I'm here on behalf of the crows. Poison up.
Poison. You raised the gift of the god.
He can still talk? Not blighted like this? We'll ask questions after he's dead.
True enough. I'm just as surprised as you are that
Now it's your turn.
Keep at it! Can't let this thing out!
Say when.
I think we've just about got it.
Can you tell? Got you covered.
It's done. The Qamekmaster's dead.
Good riddance.
First things first, let's destroy the rest of the poison. Then we figure out what was going on here.
That thing was tough. They had a blighted Qunari just locked up in here, making him do all this shit. I had no idea you could still shield toss from the two-handed.
That explains what's happening.
I had no idea. Let's do this first. I had a bad feeling that was gonna zip me out of here when I Executioner's longsword. We'll put that on. I'm gonna stay two-handed, but there's no sense not to equip the good stuff, right? In case we ever do switch. Yeah, I had no idea I could still shield toss. Journal page in a shaky hand. The butcher rages. Someone has stolen the Qamek I made for him. I do not know who took it, nor is it my concern. I told him to have the human who betrayed this city investigate the matter. The butcher was not pleased, locked me in here, said I was changed. Let him find another Qamekmaster. I have fulfilled my role. The gods grant me another as a reaver of flesh.
Wait. This note says that wasn't all the Qamek. The butcher's angry because some went missing.
And he said someone betrayed the city.
No idea. But the note does mention the butcher's inside traitor. The occupation had help. Taya and Viago need to know they were right.
I think it's quite obvious that maybe I shouldn't say quite obvious, but my money in all this is on Viago. The way, not Viago, sorry, Ilaria, the second in command, who's now the head. He didn't look very torn up by the whole thing, nor surprised. And he was pretty fast to be like, you should come home and help me consolidate power and all that stuff.
Are you out of your minds?
Someone had to act.
They most certainly did not.
Sounds like fun.
I told you crows to stay out of this.
Out of what? Defending our home?
If we had a stronger civil government instead of a bunch of circus criminals, the Antam wouldn't have a foothold in the first place.
He does speak like a politician.
You're responsible for the city.
This is Governor Evenchi. They have concerns.
My concern is how you've endangered the city.
We're defending Antiva.
These protections are in place for the good of everyone. You act without oversight.
We crows are the oversight.
And yet, here we are, awash in Antam. And now, you've angered the Butcher.
He's not the only enemy.
We have other enemies too. The gods are involved, corrupting some Antam, making them monsters.
And the Butcher?
You two are right. He had help taking the city. Human traitors.
I didn't want to believe it. Killing the Butcher does nothing if someone could just sell us out again.
I'd start right here. You Talons are known for infighting and betrayal.
Politicians aren't exactly known for being above
One of their
board.
crows died for this contract.
That's enough. Rook, thank you for finishing that contract. The only reward we have is to ask you for more.
Say less.
We're allies. Of course I'll help.
Evenchi is right about one thing. The Butcher will not like that we're fighting back.
We need to be ready. Rook, I will have every crow tracking this traitor and the gods, and we will send word when we find something.
The stakes are too high. This should be left to proper officials.
Go
Like
back to
you.
filing trade receipts, Evenchi. The crows rule Antiva.
And Treviso will be free. With or without you, Governor.
Yeah, I'm sure he's already bought and paid for getting some fine silks from the Antom downstairs. The Crows were vindicated when the team's investigation confirmed a traitor helped the Butcher to occupy Treviso. Troublingly, they also discovered that some Qamek was stolen from the Butcher, the thief's identity a mystery. Thea and Viago began planning their next steps against the Antom, though for Jacobus, Dareth's cousin, the occupation's cost is already too high. It'll get a lot higher. Won't be getting easier. Alright, let's take a look. Upgrades area abilities. The scope of area abilities is greatly increased. Upgrades strike abilities. Damage dealt by strike abilities versus enemies with low health is increased. Generate 15% more rage from weapon attacks. This will be good because it'll get our abilities up just faster. Critical damage plus 10. While wearing a medium helm and armor, final attack, that's good. Gain flaming weapons on a successful takedown. Let's get our rage generation up. Let's prioritize this for now. This medium armor stuff did sound good. Have skill points, my boy. This one is what detonates overwhelmed, so for now. Give you some buffing on that. Gives you more damage versus barriers too. Yeah, let's make you a barrier breaker. Spirits have been giving me some trouble in this game actually. The most out of all of them, I think. Like the thing that's been affecting me the most of all of this has been the spirits with barriers.
Are you okay, Jacobus?
No. After we lost our families, Dareth and I promised we'd look out for... I hate the Antom so much!
Use it. Hate is good when you channel it correctly.
You keep disrupting the Antom. I'll keep you stocked.
Appreciate that. Think. We have a gift. We'll snag that. Believe we give that back to him at camp. That's 500. Did we get anything for 2? The longsword, rapier, light helm, medium armor, light armor. Get a memento of 3. Okay, I'm not too worried about upgrading this yet. I don't know what this is. It's mementos. Yeah, it's fine. You can stick at level 2 for now. I wasn't actually going to do that initially, but... For a GIF. We will go give that to Lacanus next time we're in the lit house. The mark and throwing the wings. This instruction will not take the place of practice. We do not hide, we move, and we need to show our path so we know where to go, and the people know where we've been, but do not have time for stencils or sigils. Hence the mark and learning to throw the wings. Vellum is scored, waxed, stitched into a sphere, and filled with coloured liquid. The ball is weak at deliberate points, and if thrown properly, 3 turns for body length, 10 for a street, it splashes into silhouette and wings. Why so careful a throw when splatter alone would mark a path? Is there anything we do that does not benefit from style? Instruction by air. Keep pressure up on the Antom. I can keep us supplied. But we need fishers on the water. You'll be throwing tomatoes if I run out of squid ink. Like a good old-fashioned shame. Covenant we grant. Insight into how the gods manipulate enemies of the Antiban crows. Vellum with lettering seared into it without pressure, as though the words emerged from the skin. It is directed at the butcher. This boon is yours, bound by the blood of beasts, as our ancestors bound the blood of dragons to themselves. As they claimed the strength of fire, we have been granted the strength of form, of burning muscles and taut veins. Through this, we become strong again. Through this, we become more. Carry this strength and join us. Another script is inked below, scrawled by a strong hand. Why do you hesitate before greatness? You should have spread our boon among your soldiers. I offered you a blade to crush our enemies, but you clutch your pen like a scholar. Do you even fight alongside your brothers? Your way is old and weak. My Antom will bury yours, the Dragon King. Third script is hastily appended, presumably the butcher. I hate that oafish fool. I think the Dragon King is the one that said fuck the Qun. I think. A lot of that is hard to keep track of. You know what I should have done? I should have just fast traveled back to the lighthouse. I didn't need to take the long way. Forgot I can just do this. Caretaker's workshop can be upgraded. Nothing with Varric. We have the thing with Nev, and we can give him the tea set. So let's go give him the tea set, and then next episode we'll do the Nev Gallus thing. Unless I get totally sidetracked again. Which I'm a little prone to, if you've noticed.
The fires are lit.
Okay, that's more upgrade levels now. And let's give Lacanus his tea set. He did say he liked coffee, so give him something to drink it in.
Rook, Ilario sent word. He's got intel on Zara. He wants to meet up. Fancy a trip to Treviso?
Sounds like fun.
I'm again turned in all this stuff at once. Well, before that happens, we got a gift for you.
For me?
There you go. Alrighty, everybody, that's going to be the spot that we wrap this up on. In the next episode, I'll talk to Nev, and I guess I'll decide if we're going to deal with the crows or with the shadow dragons. So, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe, leave a like and a comment. If you want to support the cause and help improve the channel, there is, of course, a tip link in the description below. Otherwise, stay tuned, and I'll see you soon with more Dragon Age the Veilguard. Take care, everybody. Have a great day.